So what got you guys interested in team coaching? Bit of an open-ended question.
Okay.
I figured starting Face It would be a good time, especially we just got a new tank player, Neptune.
Yeah.
So I figured it could be a good time now that we're taking it to the next level in the Face It League and looking to compete a lot more.
Sure. Seems fine. I see you guys scrimmage 3 times a week.
Yeah.
That's pretty intense for, like, what are you guys, Masters team, right?
Yeah.
Wait, that's
We're supposed to be a
intense.
Masters
Yep.
team. How
I've
many
been doing
are
that
active
since
Masters right now?
gold.
Well, okay. Really? You scrim 3 times a week on a gold team?
Yeah, it was in Overwatch 1 at the time, but yeah, it was
Wow.
3 times, and then it was like gold, platinum, and then eventually I joined a plat team in Overwatch 2, and we still script 3 times a week.
That's wild. Okay, so maybe I've just been on the wrong side of the gaming
My
community.
uni
but
team. I was captain of my uni team, and we scrimmed twice a week. So
That's actually
Wow.
insane. That's actually insane. Okay, well, there you go. Congratulations on apparently rolling the lucky dice with the teams that you guys have been winning. But 3 times a week is good. Definitely justifies the coaching session and all that kind of stuff because at least you guys are putting in enough work. I've had some team reviews where they're like, all right, well, we're going to do team review. I'm like, all right,
every
how
other week.
Yeah, not even, bro. Not even,
Scrim
bro.
once
Like
a month.
yeah, like sometimes it's like, are you sure you guys want to spend money on this? I kind of feel bad taking your money, but okay, it is what it is then. So, well, whatever. We'll take what we can get here. Let's take a look here. So I'm gonna get your form pulled up here, but honestly, it's gonna be more about like just skimming your form and then really hearing it from the horse's mouth, so to speak. Let me go down the list here. So form says stream 3 times a week. What do you hope to get out of the session? Fresh eyes on a path forward for improvement, ironing out efficient comms, timing, fight planning. Okay. What are your teams on competing?
I mostly filled out that form myself with the
Yeah.
help of our coach.
Yeah, I figured. Okay, makes sense. And then
I
understanding.
didn't even know we were getting this until
Yeah,
I
surprise.
just get told, hey, by
Somebody's
the way,
yelling
we're
at
getting
you.
Spylo coaching. I'm like, huh?
Yeah. So congratulations, Daddy's here. Understanding of macro game plans, push and pull in team fights. Okay, coach is your number 1 glazer. That's just what I wanted to read at 5:23 on a Friday afternoon. Gave you prime sub. Oh, that's great. I know that $2 really went a long way. I love that. My favorite is people like Twitch sub or Prime sub. They're like, yo, Spylo, I had to support you, man. I'm like, bro, thank you so much, but also it's $2.50. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't your child. It's not your college fund. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, we can pay you, we can get you a loaf of bread.
Not even, bro. Where do you think I freaking live? Like, this nugget
Maybe an
jack
apple.
all.
I have no clue where you live, Spylo.
That's actually true. Like bread's $3.50 here.
Yeah, actually,
Damn.
yeah. So
Dude,
it is.
I still live where I get $1 loaf of bread, bro.
Wait, where do you live? Where do you live?
I
I'm
live in
definitely
Ohio,
doxing
bro.
you. Ohio.
Yes.
Yeah, see, that's what they have. They have to pay people to live in Ohio, is what I've heard. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Okay, so I guess since we have everyone here that is going to be here, let's just go down the list. Let's introduce yourself and your role within the team, coach, player, what role you play in the team, and so on. Let's start with you, Havoc.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm Havoc. I'm the flex support.
Flex forward.
Yeah.
Priority characters for you?
Right now it's just mainly Kiriko and Ana with
Kiriko,
very
Ana.
little Baptiste mixed in.
Got it. Okay, Neptune.
All right, well,
Tank,
I'm
right?
Neptune. I'm the tank. And I'm basically everything except Doom. I'm
Everything
Overwatch
except Doom.
boomer, pre-purchased Overwatch 1.
Everything except Doom. Okay.
My specialties are the worst tanks in the game. Sad.
Yeah, that's good. Well, which ones?
Yeah, it's Ryan Zarya right now.
Ah, okay,
Well,
you
those
are
are the
you.
best, but like we don't play those right now because they're bad.
Right. Okay.
We tried a bit of Zarya last night.
Right.
It went
Okay.
Went
blah.
okay.
That's what we love to hear. Blah and
Dude,
okay.
I went Zarya, watched them walk out as Maga, and I cried. Okay.
Yep, that'll do it. Okay, Rag.
I'm Rag. I'm the team captain, flex DPS.
Captain.
I play a lot of Tracer right now. Genji main.
Everyone
I like
is.
Echo as well. Yeah.
I mean, he's got
That's
the
like my
profile
main
picture,
3.
though.
Born to Genji,
Yeah.
Force to Tracer. That's the Flex DPS motto.
Absolutely, yeah.
Better than Brigitte back in the day. Okay, and then please tell me your name. Strategic Flames.
You can just call me Flames.
Actually,
it's disappointing.
strategic.
Strategic.
Not.
Oh my gosh,
Nah,
this guy's just
no.
whipping out the UK pronunciation. Okay, Strategic Flames. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm main support. I mostly play Lucio, and occasionally I get to have fun on Brig and Zen.
Lucio and occasionally Briggs, and that's a little bit too intense of a name for a main support, so you might need to go back to the drawing board. But yeah, that'll work. And then obviously the hit scan players in here. What's the guy's name?
Forgetful, ironically.
Shotgun. That's
He's forgetful of the fucking coaching session.
Forgetful and hit scan.
I'm
Priority
figuring
characters.
something probably happened, so I won't give him too hard of a time.
Yes,
We've had him
Sojourn, but
on
also
Sojourn
Cassidy.
exclusive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
That's it. You
Widow
nailed it.
Main
Yeah.
plays a lot of Sojourn cast
They're
right
all
now.
Widow mains. They're all Widow mains. They're all,
Oh, yeah.
all hit scans are Widow
They
mains.
have to be to
It's-
get
it's,
it
it's
done.
like, it's like Genji Force a Tracer, Widow Force to Sojourn. It's pretty much exactly how
Yeah.
it goes. Probably hasn't showered since, a month starting in 3.
He's
Team run.
he's like over 30 and married, so I think he has to.
Oh, wait a second. That's not
Yeah.
that's not allowed. That's not allowed. All
Old,
the hit scan
old
players
head
are
hit
all-
scan
old.
player.
Oh, no wonder you
Dude,
guys
he
haven't made
loses
the
the duels
Grandmaster.
because he
Who's
gets
our child here, Havoc?
been diffed.
No, our 2 coaches.
Yeah, our coaches
True.
are actually the
Wait,
youngest.
True.
how old are they?
Our
17,
our head coach
18.
just turned 18. Yeah.
Oh my days. You guys should just launch a coup. Just overthrow the coaches. Kick
Hey,
them
I know
out.
where they live. I can.
Oh, good. That's good. Okay, so we got this here. Okay, so form-wise, I'm gonna throw the form in the trash because the form sparks ideas, but I want to hear it from y'all's mouths. Havoc, if you had to choose 1 or 2 things that you guys need to be prioritizing in terms of practice, whether it's comps, compositional stuff, macro communication, somebody needs a breath mint, I don't care what it is. What do you think is holding you guys back from improving? What do you think you guys need to be improving?
In my personal opinion right now, I'd say it's the mid-fight communication. And
Mm.
I think it's just to stack on top of the communication, it's knowing what's important to communicate so that we're all on the same page.
Knowing what's important to communicate. So, what is important to communicate?
Obviously going into a team fight, you want to have ult tracking, fight planning. But going a little bit deeper than that, I feel like when it comes down to letting each other know the things that we might be doing that goes away from what the plan is. Let's say we see an open off angle and one of us goes for it. We don't communicate that. We'll just go and do it, and then it's not communicated, so we're just dying on the off angle and nobody else can get there.
Okay. So it sounds like it's a little bit of just we miss the basics of what our communication needs to be, and then also sometimes there's stuff that comes up and we don't calm that either.
Yeah.
Okay, and then when you say mid-fight comms, I'm assuming that the latter thing that we just talked about is mostly what you're talking about.
When we're on a roll at our best, we're really good before the fight starts with our communication, but we'll have just moments of complete dead silence, in the mid-fight, after the team fight already had started happening.
Give me an example.
I could probably pull up a clip.
We
I
ult
would
track.
love that.
It's quite literally we ult track. We fight plan. We say okay. The team fight starts and it's silence. It's actually just silence.
That's weird. Okay. Yeah, if you have an example, I'd love to take a look here.
Let's see if I can find the exact moment.
You could probably find it on
it was-
Oh, we
Nepal.
got one.
Nepal,
Yeah, on
Wednesday.
Nepal. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Nepal.
yeah.
Or is the Nepal?
Nepal.
Yeah, it was early on the map with the hole.
What is it? Temple? No, not shrine.
I played this game for
Sanctum.
7 years. I still don't know the names.
Sanctum Shrine.
Oh, I think I found it
and
exactly.
Village.
Hold on here.
There was one on Sanctum.
I think I got it right here. I think it's here. I know I might be completely wrong.
Wait.
I think we're waiting here. Wait for our Curie a little bit. All right, let's go. 3,
I'm
2,
back.
1. I'm walking.
There it is.
Right there.
Yikes! Oh wow. This is
Yeah,
worse
find him,
than I
find him. Oh,
remember.
it's bad. It's bad.
Okay, do that one more time for me. Just go back just
Yep.
a wee little bit, and then be nice and quiet so I can embrace the agony.
Right. So like this is like I think we like say, all right, we're gonna walk in 3, 2, 1. Let's go 3,
back, I'm
2, 1. I'm walking.
Amping, amping, amping.
It's like I'm walking, amping. Find him, find him, find. Oh my god!
So pause.
That's like a ranked match.
Pause for a second.
Yep.
What should have been called?
Well, me as tank, I probably should have been calling targets.
What would you have called?
Or
Go
just the
back.
people who I was swinging on.
Go back.
Like, right
Here, you have
here.
no
Yeah,
clue.
we're probably saying I'm
I'll
gonna
ask you
walk
to-
past the ram.
Okay, I'll ask you to pause in
Wait
a
for our
second,
Curie.
so get ready.
A little bit. All right, let's go.
In a
3,
second.
2, 1. I'm walking.
Amping, amping, amping.
So pause here.
Mhm.
One more second, like half a second. Just totally turn your head to the right. All right.
Think
What,
I
what would
turned my head over there.
What
right
would you
there.
call? What would you call here?
I would have called Moira no. I should have called Moira no fade.
Okay.
And I think
I
I think there was a
think-
Stoge slide that came out here too that I saw.
Okay.
I think
I
you
think we VOD
maybe
reviewed this,
call.
and I think we just said I should have just walked these two.
Okay. So what would you? So you're saying that you should have walked those two, but you should have also called pushing those
Yeah,
two.
called like Moira no fade, Soja no slide. I'm walking.
So is the problem the lack of communication, or is the
In
problem
this
also a lack of
instance-
action on your end?
In this instance, I'd say it's both, but it
Okay.
also is. This was right after the patch, and I'd still like trying to like limit test what I actually can do as tank. So I'm
Right.
I'm like scared to walk because of the DPS passive buff.
Okay. So you're saying our tank needed to communicate the important cooldown uses that have been happening mid-fight. Okay, play
Yeah,
a
that
little bit
just
more.
kind of happened right there, and I know that I think I might have been the only person that actually saw those anyways. So like
Okay.
I was the only person that could have called them.
Play again.
I was mid tracer duel here.
Okay, right here. No, no,
Wait for our
play.
Curie a little bit. All right, let's go. 3,
back, I'm
2, 1. I'm walking.
Amping, amping, amping.
Find him, find him, find. Oh my
Pause.
god!
What else should have been called there?
From us or them?
I mean, I'm not
Or
coaching
just
them.
in general?
Is this a question just for
I-
Neptune or
I
for
was
everyone
thinking
else?
of like
For
what
everybody.
else?
I definitely forgot to call that there was a ram shield in between me and my tank, so I couldn't heal him.
Okay.
I think an act like a plan of action should have been called either
Like
to
what?
W key or to look back on the ram. Because I think if we call to just walk past the ram, I think our Lucio gets past. I think our Kiri might get past. I'm already off, but I think considering slide and fade reuse, we could get a bigger trade-off on the Sojourn Moira than their ram can get on our Kiri Sojourn.
Okay.
I think them calling requires us to kite back into the room, and then we can go
I mean,
back in
I'm
after.
still ram ulting. Is
Well,
the
yeah, you're ram ulting, but as long as you have line of sight of them, you'll have it up.
So the main takeaway here is that we either needed to be more decisive with pushing forward onto and like pushing through and just committing to the Moira, or actually kiting out, like what Flame's saying. No?
hmm
Yes.
We just need to
So-
pick one.
So not even really a decisive push or pull, or not really decisive target calling, or just whether we're going to push in or whether we're going to kite out. That's it. Now, why was that necessary? What about
Because
the
we-
situation happened?
call to push and pull?
Right,
We
but-
ended up just standing still, doing nothing.
We stood there and swung on a ram who was blocking with a coal on him.
Is that necessarily bad? What are
In
you guys?
this
What were you guys
situation-
using at that point in time? Like, I want you to go back one more time. I'm coaching Team Red. What does Team Red have to worry about?
Rush.
Play
Russian
it.
Annihilation.
Play it again. Go ahead.
You're like
They have
Annihilation
no
first.
cooldowns.
over here.
Right. So why are we the ones saying that we should have pushed or we should have kited when we're also using two ultimates?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure myself.
You get what I'm saying?
So I think it's
Yeah.
like
I've-
we just push. 'Cause we
Can I
got
be
the two
honest
that
with you
can-
guys?
Mhm.
I think this might just be as simple as your Ram couldn't get healed.
Probably because of that shield.
Yeah.
I think that this is why I'm belaboring this point so much, is that the simpler the solution, the better the solution. Okay?
Mhm.
We don't have to overthink this. When we can't take a normal team fight, there's something desperately wrong with a team fight that needs to be communicated. if there's nothing terribly wrong and we're just Kitsune Annihilation and just shooting Ram, then we don't need to call anything. So if you have moments of silence during your communication, that's not a problem. Did you guys watch much OWCS recently?
I have not.
Okay.
Not a ton.
There was a big difference between the way Toronto, and I think it might have been SSG, was communicating a lot of their fights. It was actually, there were moments of silence mid-fight because there wasn't anything to say. And I compared that with M80. Okay, you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
That's my style right there.
Who is your Tracer player? Havoc? No.
Rag.
Rag. That's right.
For
You
right
you
now, I am.
You
while
were
Flex is
dueling
playing
Tracer. Do you have anything to say?
Nah.
What does my
Tracer no
Sojourner need to be
re
calling
when I
right
force
now?
it. What does your Sojourn need to be calling?
Yeah.
Cooldowns.
No.
Cooldowns, if nothing at all.
If nothing at
Fade,
all.
slide.
Probably nothing at all. If she saw Fade, sure, but nothing at all. Lucio?
Yeah, nothing major.
Nothing. Ram, maybe that you saw Fade and slide.
And slide.
That's
Man,
important.
then that's it.
Kiri, that you can't heal your Ram. That's kind of important. Okay? Oh, by the way, I'm also going to point out Neptune, not to beat on you, mate, but the reason why this is so bad is because he mismanaged your shield.
Yeah,
Before this
that's a big
push.
problem. That's a thing that I just gotta
Mhm.
use with Ram
Mhm,
better.
mhm.
Yeah,
So-
shield
so
use
the-
is a problem.
So the big problem here is that there's just a lack of communication, that you're being split from heals, and your Ram screwed up the cooldown, so you guys don't deserve to win.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just
That's
like,
it.
I think did I just forget to put down shield? I think I did, right?
I
Yeah,
I
you
do
do
actually
that a
have
lot.
this.
Yeah.
I do
I
actually
think I
have
just-
this VOD
yeah, I just
as our
walked-
VOD code.
You
for
just
the
didn't use
session.
it.
Yeah, I just straight up did I even I should
You didn't even
I
nemesis
didn't
into
even
annihilation.
shift.
You didn't even
Yeah.
shift into annihilation. You just annihilation.
I
so
just
guys,
walked.
So I want you guys to be very careful about what you wish for. Is my point.
Yeah.
Be very direct and specific about what needs to be communicated. Right. So when I say you guys need more communication, Havoc, if you can't heal your Ram, that's important. If you see very important cooldowns that need to be called, that's important. Beyond that, just play the game. Calling Ram isn't exactly necessary, guys. What do you think they're doing? Oh, thank goodness you told me to shoot the Ram. I wasn't sure.
Guy I can see
I
right
thought
now.
I actually
I'm
had my
so
finger
glad.
off the mouse one. Like I actually wasn't even pressing the button. Thank you so much for that wonderful reminder.
Actually, I was scrolling. I was
But you
looking at
guys see
my
what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Less is more. The problem is when you don't have, if you don't have anything, or if you need the basics, then yeah, maybe you need something there. That's
Yeah.
it.
I also think another reason I was so quick on the draw here is because I think we knew that their Ram had like 85 on Annihilation, so I think it was like calm
That's fine.
before this. It's
Sure.
like, yeah, we're
Sure.
gonna Annihilation first.
Just
We're
write them
going.
down. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, that's it. Super simple. Super
Yeah.
simple. Now I know we've kind of broken off our review mid discussion, but I think that's I want to revisit this point later on in our discussion. But what I would challenge you guys to do is when you're talking about like, oh, our fight communication sucks. Why? What should have been called instead? And really ask yourself, why is that call
There's
important?
another
Do it again. Sure. Do
time
it up.
on. I think it's like another
I think
team
it's
fight as
village.
well. It's like it was literally like last team fight of this map.
Okay.
Okay, I fuck up here as well, but like. I
Okay.
think we're
Let's
still-
listen.
We're going.
Go back.
What? We're going back a bit. I think.
Okay. Let's leave it here. This is fine. This is fine.
Yeah, right. They're walking towards you, Tracer.
They're on left here. They're forcing me out. Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine. They're low. They're low. No, so slide. Okay, walk. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. We're going. So. Shield.
Yeah. I was gonna say.
Yeah, that's something we
there's
looked at.
no
This is something we
shield
looked at in
again.
VOD review. Yeah.
That's another shield. Is
Yeah.
everything that needs to be called being called here? Go back.
Yeah, I think we covered everything.
I called I think I saw our Tracer was here. We knew they were walking there. I said Tracer, they're coming to you.
Can I offer
I don't
some
think I
respectful
responded in
advice?
time that I can't
Yeah.
follow up on what you're doing here because I got forced out. So I
Neptune?
don't think I responded with that in time.
Neptune, shut up.
Okay.
Respectfully. Play it again and listen.
That's fine. They're low. No, so slide. Okay, walk. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. We're going. So.
Behind.
Pause.
Come on, Ram.
Do you understand what I'm saying? It doesn't need to be repeated 3 times. That's it. Soj, that's it. Trust your teammates to listen. Create space for you not only to have informational calls that might affect things, but also that you can just hit your shots.
Yeah.
Just hit your shots. Relax. Is there anything here that's being is there a lack of communication at any point in time right here?
No, no, right here.
Me, I don't think so.
I think before this, I lacked telling him that I could not go in on that Soj
Okay.
when he was counting down.
Okay. Did
So I got
you?
forced out just beforehand.
Well, no, wait a second. Why could you not follow up off of the target?
I got forced out
Were you
before it started.
disengaged entirely, or were you still fighting when we were calling Sojourn? Were you fighting the Tracer?
I think I was disengaged mostly, to my recollection.
Okay, so go back a little bit. I want to see this. This is very important. Very, very important.
Go back to before this.
Yeah, right here. Now
Yeah,
I want you to
right
watch
here, I'm
for our
being
Tracer.
forced out.
They're
Yeah,
walking.
yeah,
They're
go
walking
ahead.
towards you, Tracer.
They're on left here. They're forcing me out, yeah.
That's
See, I
fine,
go
that's fine.
all the way down to the
They're low.
other
They're low.
end.
They're low. No, so side.
Yeah,
So
he's
side.
over,
Yeah, right on
Okay,
point. Walk. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. We're going.
Pause.
So.
You said
I'm
you
on the
couldn't follow
Moira.
up on the Sojourn. You're not supposed to follow up on the Sojourn. What is Tracer's job?
Okay. Into their comp, I would say
No.
to-
What is
Just
Tracer's
all around?
job? Always. What does Tracer do?
Harass.
Harass, do damage on an off angle.
I can
okay?
harass, draw attention.
Harass, do damage on an off angle. Are you doing damage on an off angle
yeah.
right now? Yes, you are. You're 1v1ing the Moira.
Yeah.
That is all. You don't
Okay.
need to be, I can't follow. Shut up. Do your job. Do your job. Because the only reason the
'cause you
Sojourn is low is because you're on the Moira. You got
I
me?
see. Yeah.
So don't.
Otherwise, the Moira would.
The
be able to
only
kill.
call that needs to be made before this push is if you were totally disengaged and doing nothing. And why is that important to call? And by the way, this goes for everybody in this call. If you're disengaged, why is that important?
So you know what
You're down one.
know what you don't have in the team fight.
Yeah, exactly.
You're,
yeah,
you're
exactly.
lacking that extra pressure from
That's it.
whatever angle.
There's
I'm
no
supposed to be at.
distraction on Ram or Moira or there's nothing. So you need to wait. So if you got forced out and you're not doing anything, that needs to be called. But if you're forced out but you're still applying pressure, then we're good. We can go. Okay. That's why target focus is such a not a waste of time. Mid fight it definitely matters, but certainly not in the early fight. Because people are going to be at different angles, different targets. You know? It's okay. As long as we're on the same timing and we have good fundamental macro of like how we're using our cooldowns, like, you know, using our ram shield, it's fine. Okay. Did you guys have another fight that you wanted to look at here? Was it the Nepal Village one?
I do
you
have
said?
another.
No,
I
go
do
for
have
it, Mike.
another VOD code. Well, do we want to do
I mean, I
this
have all
VOD
of our
code, or do we
VODs.
want to do New Junk City from last
I'm
night?
going to offer a suggestion where I'm not finished grilling all of you guys. The only reason we're taking time on this is because this was one of the points that somebody brought up and we want to explore it more. Havoc talked about it.
Okay.
Is there
So I think
anything else that
Did we
has to
wanna-
do with Havoc's point with like mid-fight comms? Because we might revisit
No,
this later.
No, I definitely
I
understand
don't
a
know.
lot
This
more
is
now.
something that deity keeps
Mhm.
drilling us about.
Okay.
Because like he's basically
Deity's our
said
head coach.
always be.
Yep.
He basically is like, why are you silent? That's what he was saying.
Right. So then you need to ask yourself, what do I need to be saying instead, and when do I need to be saying it? And then if you can answer that question, then you guys are cooking.
Yeah.
So a quality over quantity
Quality over quantity.
situation.
And you guys are seeing that deity is right. There are points in time where something needed to be called and it was not. But again, we need to find out what wasn't called, and not just calling more.
yeah.
Right.
Okay. Let's keep going here. Havoc. We talked about Havoc's main points, which are mid-fight comms, quality of comms, knowing what's important to comm and what's not important to comm. Now, it also sounds like, Havoc, that you're implying that there are things that are being called mid-fight that are not important. Maybe I'm reading in too much, but is that what you're implying as well?
It wasn't necessarily what like I was implying, but
You should imply it. I think passive-aggressive teammates are the best passive.
it wasn't what I was implying, but
Okay,
because you brought it up, like sometimes yes, like that's gonna happen.
You're good. I think it's something to kind of keep an eye on too. You know, whenever you see stuff like that, you're like, you know, like let's not just talk about like what you need to be communicating. Let's also talk about what you don't need to be communicating.
Yeah,
Right?
no, definitely in all areas right now, front line, back line, flank, whatever we're doing. There's just I feel like we're just missing things in the communication area sometimes. Like
Sure.
because there's things I know that I'm definitely missing on calls. Like sometimes I won't call like when I'm being engaged or like when I'm a dove is being set on me or something like that, or like they need to know that I can't heal because I'm being contested. Sometimes I'll just be silent in those moments and not say something when I should be.
Yep. Exactly. Okay. Something to consider. Let's keep going here. Okay. Havoc, Neptune. your priorities. You can even echo what was said earlier if you'd like to. What needs to be done better, differently? What sucks? Scrim environment. Who do you hate? Who do you want to really, really kick off the team? You tell me.
I don't know if I want
judgment
to
free
kick
zone.
anyone off the team.
But you see, you guys, did you guys hear that he wasn't sure, right? So there's a chance. So I think that's pretty rough there.
As far as I'm aware, there's no one that whose guts I hate yet.
Not yet. There's a chance, though. Again,
Yeah, it can happen. I can't exactly think of anything that I'm like really not having a good time with. Because otherwise, like for me, I'm just noticing me because sometimes my tank play is a bit questionable.
Right.
So, but that's something that I just, as I play more, that's just gonna improve naturally.
Yeah. Yeah. So nothing particular team play. You're just the worst player in the team and need to adjust your own gameplay. All right.
Yes.
I respect it. Do you guys agree with that take?
Worst player on the team, yeah.
He's not. I mean,
No,
I don't even.
I'm kidding.
Good. I'm glad you guys are all on the same page.
I know,
That's good.
half of my game plan as tank is distract is like make the enemy team look at me as much as possible so that Rag can kill someone on the flank because like the first 3 scrims I played with Rag, he like diffed the enemy tracer like every single time. So I'm just like, oh, Rag's the best. I do
have a lot of trouble in scrims. If I can't diff that tracer, the scrim becomes infinitely harder, and
yeah, that's just natural.
Have large issues. Like last night, I was just banging my head into a brick
last
wall
night
against
you were
this
dueling a
tracer
tracer
over and
that
over.
had an Alari pylon on her 24/7.
No, that's
So
not
you're
true.
I'm not sure.
There was
I'm
definitely
saying he
there
has
were a
very
few
high
fights.
highs and very low lows.
Okay.
True. I didn't
Okay.
get a kill on Midtown.
Okay. Okay. Now, is that because you're bad, or is it because the way that they were playing, or is it because the way that they were playing made you mad, and then now you're bad?
I think
I think it was that.
the tilt definitely contributed.
I definitely think it was that.
I also think I lacked the swiftness of adjusting my playstyle.
What did you need
I
to do
did not
differently?
adjust fast enough at all. I didn't think about there was the Alari pylon example where
I can probably pull it
they
up.
stuck the pylon on an angle with the tracer, and I got rolled too quick for me to adjust to that situation where I could have just played further back to where when they engage, they're not in pylon range.
I have a prediction why you didn't
So
make
then that pylon
adjustment.
becomes useless. I got rolled really quickly.
Well, I have a prediction about why you didn't make that adjustment, because it's not about how much help that they have. It's still a 1v1 in your brain, even though it's not.
Yeah, like I'd have to one clip that tracer.
Right, it's not possible, but it doesn't matter. You're a little dense, so you're like, oh, I'm still a tracer diff, even if it's a 2v1, and so it becomes an ego thing instead of calculating the situation, being like, what makes the most sense, right?
Yeah, the tracer duels do get personal.
Right,
and I think that's something I need to shrug off.
That's your problem. That's your problem. It's not personal. It's not personal. If it's a 2v1, it's not personal. If it's a 1v1, it's not personal. If it's a 1v2, it's not personal. You do your job. That's all you worry about. Now, obviously, it's never as simple as that, right? Like, we all have mental tendencies, myself included, right? I have a particular pet peeve when people don't use ultimates. That's really drives me nuts. But doesn't mean that it's something that you can't be aware of and try to improve at, right? And so that's something for you to kind of keep an eye on. Now, I appreciate you being like Neptune and being like, oh, I'm focusing on myself. But is there anything team wide that you feel like you need to be improving on?
I believe on the form I put like the push and pull concept. I don't think I'm putting that right.
We are horrible at
our
kiting.
decisiveness of when to kite and when to completely commit to a push can be really hit or miss.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll take a look then. That's a great one. That's a great one. Would you guys agree with that?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I think there's a lot of situations.
We are
I think
horrible
there's a
at
lot of
either being like,
sorry,
okay,
go
let's
ahead.
go, or okay, let's get out.
Yeah. Maybe something to look at then more. Obviously, more important with the Lucio stuff. Okay.
I'd say in about 60 or like 70% of situations, there's always one person who doesn't catch on to the kite fast enough
Okay.
to where they get caught and they die.
Okay. Makes sense. Let's keep going here. Strategic Flames. I will always call you Strategic Flames when and where I can. I love this. Anything new, or even just to echo what has already been said?
It's like a variation. I think it's just understanding what everyone wants to do, because I have trouble with this, and I feel like a couple other people, I can't really speak for anyone else, but I definitely have trouble like understanding what exactly we want to do when we're not saying what we want to do. So like sometimes we do a fight plan where it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna go in, we're gonna use assaults, and we're gonna fight them here. It's just like, cool, I can do that. And then sometimes it's just like, I don't know if we're going to push in, and I don't know if like we're trying to wrap them, poke them out, or anything else like that, because it's never explicitly said, and I'm not sure if it's something that I'm just supposed to know naturally, or if it's something that should be called.
Give me an example.
No, Paul's a
Like
great
a
one.
tracer duel.
It's like if I should, so when I'm playing Lucio, it's if I should be with my team because we're about to amp in, or if I should be helping the tracer on an off angle. Is like sometimes I try to help the tracer on an off angle, but then just my team wants to push in pretty much as soon as I leave. So now they either can't or they're slower. And then if I stay with my team too long, then my tracer gets rolled because I'm supposed to be helping her.
So you're trying to decide, when do I prioritize the team versus the off angle, and you feel like you're not getting a clear response on which one you should do, correct?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. And you feel like that might be part of the communication that is kind of screwing you over.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's keep going here. That seems like it ties into maybe the push and pull discussion.
Yeah.
I think sometimes it's hard to pull when our Lucio's not there.
Right.
'Cause, like, if they have a Lucio,
also
and we
knowing
don't,
when
we
you
just-
have to
we just
pull.
fall over. Yeah.
Right.
Or having the foresight to know you're going to need to pull soon.
Right. Okay. Anything else, guys? I think we have something to work with here.
That's all that I can think of.
Okay. Let's look at something. Would you guys look at a replay review, a Twitch font?
I have
Yeah, we can do a
a
replay code.
code from
Probably
last night.
Probably a replay code would be better, just so we have a
Let's do
top-down
it.
view instead of just
I'll
either tank
DM it to you
POV
here.
or hit scan
Yeah,
POV. Because
yeah,
Forgetful also
yeah.
streams.
Yeah.
This one's New Junk City from last night. We got kind of dookied on for most of the scrim, but this was our winning
was like the map.
game,
Yeah, we
and it
played
was pretty close.
Okay. Can you guys see this?
And I think we have
I
the
can.
comms for this, right, Neptune?
Yeah, we do have comms. I
Sweet.
can pull up. I'll pull up the VOD for it and
Okay.
get to it whenever, so that if we need to look at it.
So push and pull. Do you guys have a general understanding of how this matchup goes, or do you want to focus more on the ult fights?
From what I understand, it's just kind of treat Maga's cardiac the same way as a Bastion form. Bait it out, it gets out,
Sure.
walk his ass.
How do you bait it out?
Soft engage, soft disengage.
Okay. How should your setup look like on first fight here?
As tank, I feel like I'm just trying to like poke at the ram. I mean, I'm basically just kind of staring at the ram, making sure he doesn't like walk
Sure.
someone too hard.
Sure.
At the
Sure.
Malga?
Sure.
Yeah. Did I say ram?
Yeah.
But it's
The
okay.
manga.
I get what you're saying. Here's a question. How much damage are you going to be able to get on Malga to force him to use his cardiac from this position?
None.
So what's the problem here?
Probably
Who's
honestly,
the problem? I'm going to point fingers.
like on
Or
our
you-
team or on
Yes.
their team.
I think I have a finger.
Point the finger.
Right now, it's
Forgetful
me.
needs his angle.
Forgetful
me and
angle
Forgetful.
sucks.
Yeah.
Even if Forgetful's just here, at the very least there's damage here. I don't know what the frick Forgetful's doing. I'll play hit scan for you guys. How about that?
That is a
Oh, hey!
Wait,
Yeah,
how old
I
is
saw,
Forgetful?
I saw
How old
the
is Forgetful?
Overwatch
Forgetful's
games.
old, remember?
He's like
Forgetful.
36.
Okay, see, I'm
34.
29. I'm almost 30, but I can handle
Alright.
that. Like, I still have an age diff on him, so I think I can handle it. Surely, guys.
there is a bit of a common occurrence where he may be late to an angle or commits to
Because I like this angle.
a not optimal angle.
Okay. I
Where like I
this
think he
angle.
could have gotten to this angle a little earlier, and we
Right.
would not have traded as many resources.
Yeah. So
We did get their cast though.
Maybe
so
he's
that's
a little
huge.
cautious. I'm not really sure.
maybe, yeah, maybe. Something to keep in mind. Something to keep in mind here. Okay, I'm gonna make a note of it. Okay. Da-da-da-da-da. Also, strategic flames. Where should you be here?
Either I don't really know.
You ready for the
'Cause,
answer?
like-
Ready for the
Yeah.
answer? I don't
What's
freaking
that?
know either.
Awesome.
But here's
Because
but,
like
but this is where you need to make a decision.
Mhm.
There are, I would say, there's actually 4 places that you could be right now.
Mhm.
Where are they?
With my Zarya to help kite out, with my
Where?
Sojourn to wait, what?
That's close enough. That's close enough. Keep going. Keep going.
Okay.
So where's
With my Soj on
Okay.
an off angle,
Okay.
I could help my Tracer to wrap around on the
Where
Kiri,
else?
or with pressuring the Tracer on the off
Pressuring the
angle.
tracer on the off angle. Okay, so where are you right now?
I'm currently trying to help my Zarya, but then I see the Tracer, so I gotta pressure her.
Are you helping her, sorry?
I'm trying to stay in the area, so if she needs help, I can.
I am in a kind of rough place for Lucio to just be like, I'm gonna aura you.
Sure. So then if that position is bad for Lucio, should we reconsider what position my Lucio is taking? So when you have options, why would you choose the option that is the worst for you?
Because it feels like the best for the team.
Is it the best for the team?
If our Zarya dies, we lose.
True.
I mean, I'm sitting here waiting for bubble. Like, I think I'm being a bitch with my bubble use right now. So, like, I'm
Sure.
not scared of this Maga at all.
So do you need Lucio speed?
Right now, no, not at all. Like neither, like their cast died. They're like, I'm not scared of just a Maga when a cast is dead.
You
Like,
guys
if the
might
cast
want
was
to
alive, I'd be scared.
figure this one out then, so that we can give some direction to Flames, because this sounds very similar to what was happening with our push-pull frustration, where Flames seems kind of confused about like what his role is, like where he needs to be, and so he hovers without really doing much of anything.
Yeah. I mean, we should be
I
pushing
think-
here. Our Tracer's on a huge ass off angle, contesting their Lucio. Their Tracy, like,
My point is, before the Cassidy dies,
ah,
Flames needs to know what he's doing.
gotcha.
You get what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yeah.
And that's going to make Flame's life a lot easier. Because honestly, here, if you want to play for the tank war here, you're
Mhm.
also need to be on probably something like a position here, if possible, and have a
think
lot
it's
more
a
pressure
great
from your
angle.
Sojourn, something like that. But the point is that I'm not even going to blame you for it, because there's just a lot of like indecision about what we're doing, and so we need to answer this question. Like here, let's put it this way: if you could tell me where your Lucio should be playing, I'm confident that you guys have a game plan. If you cannot tell me where your Lucio should be playing, I don't think you guys have a plan. That's a good general rule. Does that make
No,
sense?
I mean that's pretty realistic. Whenever we actually have like a plan for a fight, I'm almost always like in a good spot.
Yeah.
But whenever there's not a fight plan, I'm just like floating.
Right. And the worst part is that's what Lucio is really bad at. Like Lucio might be the worst floating support in the game despite your speed, because you have actually zero range pressure whatsoever. So the more that you're moving around and crossing from open space to open space, you're doing less and you're dying more often too. So I want Flame to be our litmus test. You guys have heard of the canary in a coal mine? You guys ever
Yes.
heard that? Right? So when Flames is weeping openly because he doesn't know what he's supposed to be doing, you guys screwed up. Now, obviously, Flames, you need to be contributing to that discussion as well and telling us what you
Yeah.
think too. So what do you think? Do you think that this should be more tank trade? Do you think that you should be playing more for your Sojourn off angle? Like let's say Forgetful's here, or like let's say Forgetful's here. Do you like this? Do you think that you could be playing more with your Tracer? What do you like here as Lucio?
I
Forget
like
the Malga
playing with
versus
my.
Zarya. You just focusing on you.
I like playing with the Soj on the off angle.
Okay. What off angle do you want your Sojourn to play that helps you feel effective? Do you like this, or would you like this here better?
The left one, the one that's
Okay.
covering point.
Okay. So then there you go.
I have a question, Flames.
Yeah.
What value do you bring to that off angle?
The ability to help you and poke.
Well, you're helping Soj though.
I am helping Soj, but then if you need help or like you're low or something, I can quickly go to you, and then like if we need to
Okay.
push, then I can push with you on an off angle
If you have
or like on a
Lucio
full flank.
with both DPS here, you're going to get this off angle for free, and what might initially start as Lucio helping Sojourn will probably quickly transition to Lucio diving backline.
Yeah, because I think
like right now-
looking at this, I think the two best uses of Lucio would be to either help me just wipe their backline now that their Cass is dead, or peel for our Kiri who's going to get attacked by the Tracer,
Mhm.
so that our Zarya can sustain the fight while I take care of the backline.
Your
would take a little
concern,
bit
Rag,
longer
is
that way, but-
probably how long this off angle is, and how effective is Lucio going to be here. But
Mhm.
that's more than what he's doing here, because at least he's on an angle,
I agree, yeah.
right? So even if their Tracer does get a free unmarked angle and gets into your Kiriko, you guys are doing the exact same thing, but at least your Lucio's doing something. Your Lucio's not going to be able to peel Kiriko consistently unless it's Tracer, right? So just at least trading backlines here is consistent value. The big thing here is we just need to know exactly what is being done and then do that, because you're not even really peeling
Okay.
like Lucio. Like you're not. See, you were kind of
Yeah.
like hovering around Zarya, and then you're not even marking Tracer. Like if that Tracer clips, that's going to force Suzu and TP regardless of what you do.
Yeah.
And that's why this neutral feels just so messy, despite the fact that you guys just got a free kill instantly. It still feels messy. Okay.
hmm
So again, litmus test should be, doesn't my Lucio have a mission? If not, you guys screwed up. Now, notice that didn't really have a whole lot to do with push-pull. Why? What is a number one ingredient in pushing or pulling? This is a tough question.
A plan?
Resources,
Resources. What is the most valuable resource in Overwatch?
HP,
Don't be dramatic. Look in your look in
Don't be
Space.
dramatic.
Don't be
Kiri,
dramatic.
or Suzu?
No. Is it
No?
my Tsuzu? Is it my TP? Or is it my Kitsune? Is it my slide? Is it my disruptor shot? Or is it my Sojourn ult? You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Is it my grav? Is it my bubbles? Is it my beat? It's your ults.
Okay.
Okay, it's your ults. So I know it's a tough question. There really wasn't an easy answer there. So so when we're considering push pull, we're usually more worried about ultimates. Why?
Because they have more value.
They have more
Gain
value. So if you get value out of your big value things, it's not like, oh guys, I saved 50%. What did you buy? A candy bar. Oh, okay. Well, I saved 50%. What did you buy? A vehicle. Which one matters more, right?
Yeah.
The big stuff, kiting a bubble versus kiting a grav, I think I would take the grav personally. So pushing with your beat versus pushing with guys. Can you imagine Tracer being like, let's push. I have 3 blinks instead of 2, right? Like you, okay.
Holy shit, we
right?
win.
Like, holy
for
crap,
free.
guys, we're going to win this, right? But you guys get what I'm saying, right? So when it comes to push-pull, the first thing you need to consider is the global old economy here. Now, let's skip ahead until we actually have a global old economy here. Oh, by the way, just for fun, did we have a game plan of how we wanted to take this neutral with a Lucio?
I didn't hear a plan. I just contested the Tracer on point.
What should have been our plan here? We don't have any ults. They don't have any ults. Where should my Lucio be? Trick question.
Is this for everyone?
Yeah.
I think we should just go with same plan as last fight because our
I
Lucio.
think
had to back off
Lucio.
like we
It's
said.
fine. Lucio being on
Yeah.
Soj.
It's Lucio with Soj. I don't give a frick if he's on the high ground or with the Tracer.
It could be anywhere with anyone.
I just don't want to see
I think
this.
there needs to be a commitment to something.
I agree. Because what's going to happen here is Lucio's going to hover, Lucio's going to mark point. Boy, that's not going to go so well.
It doesn't.
And there you go.
I
right?
barely don't
Ooh.
get the bubble off. I'm
Right?
so mad
So,
about that.
Yeah, it's a little unlucky. Okay. Now we get to our push and pull. So now that I want us to, the reason why we kind of talked about the Lucio thing first is because neutral stuff is important, but also let's use that Lucio, like I said, as a canary in the coal mine. Right, yeah. So we're looking at this now. We could probably guess that maybe we're tracking support ults or Malga. And okay, what's the plan here, guys? Push pull. What do we do?
If we ult track perfectly, I feel like we just push.
Okay, with what?
we push, we try and get a pulse. If the pulse doesn't work out, then we pull. Because it's also like
let's be realistic here. Rag, are we gonna push the pulse bomb?
Probably not.
Okay, so let's go back to the drawing board, okay? Because pulse bomb is one of those ultimates, right? It just you see it, you use it.
Gotcha.
You can. I'm not saying it's impossible, right? Let's be very clear. It's just not always the most reliable push, okay? So let's be realistic here. What are you gonna push with?
Beat.
Yeah, beat's the closest thing in building
or
range.
Kitsune.
So what should we do in the meantime?
Build beat.
Poke.
Poke for ult charge.
Poke for beat. Okay. Then what do we do when
Build-
we push
build
with a
beat.
beat?
I think we play aggressive until we find a use for beat, and if
Okay.
we're playing aggressive, there will be
Works
a
for
use for
me.
beat, and then
So-
we either kite off that or get more aggressive. I think getting more aggressive would be
Well, if we know
beneficial.
Mauga's on deck, then they're probably going to use that in response, and Kitsune Rush is going to be up for that.
Okay. So
Yeah.
now what?
Now their cage comes out.
now.
Are-
Now
are-
that we
are we-
consider cage,
Assuming that we were calling here, what should we be calling?
I think we just kill Mauga.
Sure.
Don't be a
I-
bitch,
I-
burn this
yeah, I think-
Maga.
I think
That's,
we
I
just
think
kill
I
Maga.
literally screamed that in the match.
This ends now.
What's the problem here?
We overulted.
Who's at fault?
OC.
OC?
The team.
Why is this a mistake?
I think this
Guys
is
are
on
speaking
all of
about
us.
being in hits game players.
I
Why
I
is
don't
this a
think
mistake?
that. I don't think that anything was called from like a team standpoint. That,
Do you have
like,
any
we didn't have a
advantage?
plan.
Do we have any advantage right now?
Yes.
Why?
We're up at
Their
tank.
tank, their tank is gone, and we
Doesn't
still
matter.
have
We're
ours.
down a tracer. Don't
Our-
try and say who's more valuable. Screw that.
All
Why-
right, their
what do you
backs in a bad position and they're separated.
What's more important than that?
Space.
3 ults online right now that are actively being used.
Do you see
We-
this? Do you
yeah,
see
we
this?
have
This
rush
Is,
currently.
there's a
Mhm.
rush going on right now. There's your advantage. That's the most
There,
important
that
advantage.
that cast Lucio cannot push us because the rush is there,
This is
so
called
we can
layering.
eat that BAP for lunch.
This is called layering. You guys familiar with that concept?
No, I've never heard that term.
Not
Okay.
really.
There are layers to ultimate. You do not combine ultimates. You use an ultimate, they respond with an ultimate. You use an ultimate, you win the fight.
Mm.
What did you guys do? Kitsune rushed.
Mm.
What did they do?
Maga ulted.
Then
No,
what
they
did you do?
ulted first.
Then we beat it.
You beat it.
No,
Right.
no.
But approximately at the same time, right? So you used 2 ults, they used 1. That's it.
I think
what
if
layering
we
is.
plan to layer that, then we'd plan for beat in response to Malgal,
Okay.
and then once beat wears off, we Kitsune rush and we win. Unless they
question
invest
is
something else.
how much layering is realistic? Because this has to do with the push pull, right? Like let's look at that fight again, right? Mentally, what would have been the optimal fight plan there? That's not going to make you guys have to do calculus mid fight.
Poke,
Just
poke
ace
for
a
beat,
portal
use
in
it
response
reactively.
to cage fight.
I think poke for Kitsune, force cage, then beat and butcher the Malga. I think it wasn't quite
Okay.
perfect though. That's all. Now if they go, well, what if they beat? We'll figure it out.
Well, then if they beat, they've used their beat and we have grav.
Right, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, that's
Right?
that's
If-
later.
at that
Or-
point,
That's a
Right.
later us problem.
Exactly, because nobody's going to be able to layer things perfectly. Now, this is another opportunity to layer properly, and/or to push pull. What do you guys think? Because you can't push pull
Yeah.
if you don't understand layering. Because what's going to happen when you guys look for grav?
Beat,
They're gonna beat.
beat
Okay,
or
then what are you guys going to do?
Die.
cry.
Die, right? Because push with grav, guys. No, you're stupid. They're going to beat. They're going to lamp. They're going to window. And unless you find... Now, you can be like, guys, let's just commit and try to burn them through the beat. Let's see if we can get it. Let's get our disruptor shot. Let's build charge. Let's see if we can stay on top of them so they don't get value out of the window. You get what I'm saying? But if that isn't like very purposefully done, you're gonna cry. You're gonna die because they're going to layer you better, right? It's that simple.
Yeah.
So what would be an alternative plan here?
Poke, try to burn Lucio.
Dry fight this.
Or force beat without ults.
How?
Push the Lucio if it's possible.
Oh,
I
so
think
you're
I have
saying
energy right now.
saying let's push, but let's specifically target
Yeah.
the Lucio.
Yeah, we push specifically target the Lucio. Don't use
Great.
ults quite yet. And if they use ults, we kite out, jump back
Great.
in with our ults.
Great. And so now there's no question about where Flame needs to be.
Mhm.
No. right?
Mhm.
We push.
He needs to be there to kite the team.
I want you guys to pull instead. I like the push idea. I like the pull idea. Let's practice both. We've discussed our push plan. If we wanted to pull instead, what would you do differently?
Play up, play the kite.
How would you kite? What
Let
would you
them
kite? What would you
burn
do?
something if they're going to burn something, and
Oh.
then come back with grav.
We could set up Forgetful on an off angle to the point where if they try to capture a point, then we have the advantage.
Mm.
That's a
Let's
good
see if we get
idea.
our comms up for this.
Here's another idea. What if we held our angles and just solo grabbed the first thing that we saw? What are they going to do?
Beat. We kite. Then we take a neutral fight.
If they beat one person in a
Neutral-ish.
grav, we kill them through it. It's
Could be.
free.
Could
That
be. Could
true.
be.
Yeah.
Unless it's
But
manga.
but the thing is, the beat also gives everybody an advantage to push with, right? So maybe they beat, and maybe they also BAP window too, right? So what you guys could do is you could push, try to kill Lucio. You could play more passively, hold an off angle, try to just grab as opportunity presides, or you could pull. So you can push, you can stand your ground, or you can pull. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes,
So
the thing is
pull
here-
option.
Yeah, go ahead.
The pull option would be to be positioning aggressively and with the intent to kite, right?
Yes, you
Is that-
don't
is that
have
what we
to
said?
position aggressively. I think versus more disciplined teams, you'll need to force them to actually use an ultimate. But
Okay.
even
I think
like a
these guys were
solo,
actually really trigger happy.
right? But like even like a solo grab might be enough to force a BAP window beat. You get what I'm saying? And then being in a position to just fully disengage, right? But again,
So the
re-
pull would be to use first.
the pull would not necessarily be to use first. The pull would be we're trying to kite. Let's
Okay.
give you a different scenario. Let's say they don't have beat. How else could you pull? Look, what do you think they're going to do if they don't have beat? Retaking the space,
They're just gonna lamp.
right?
Yeah.
Well, oh, but you ready for this one? No grav, no grav. What are you gonna do? What are they gonna do?
No
They'll
grab
come
no
out of the
grab.
choke.
They're gonna window.
They're gonna BAP window. So you got a choice.
Mhm.
Do you push in and grab that, or do you just
But we don't have
disengage?
grav.
Or disengage, right?
No, we don't.
Let's say
We
that- let's
don't
say-
walk a map window with grav.
Well, let's right. So, but you see what I'm saying? Like the point being
Mhm.
is, it doesn't matter who ults first. Pulling is simply disengaging. Pushing is simply pushing. Holding space is simply
Okay.
holding space. It doesn't matter. So let's see what we do.
Is there a right and wrong scenario to pick either, or
Yes,
do
there
we
is.
just have to pick something? Okay.
In this particular circumstance, I do not think there's a right or a wrong scenario, but there are circumstances when there's objectively wrong answers. We will have
Okay.
several of
Fight
those.
for the point.
We will have several of those later on in this VOD. I promise you.
There are.
We seem like we're pushing. What's the problem with this push?
I'm not.
Our Kiri's not with us.
Right. So what the frick was our fight plan?
Hold on. I think I actually have it in my VOD right now.
I'm pretty sure our fight plan was just to play aggressive here with Grav.
Yeah, I think so. So that would be a push play.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea what I'm saying here in this.
But I
we're
don't
playing to
think
push-
I don't think all of us are positioned to push.
Well, the thing is like we don't even necessarily need to peel off Havoc, right? If our position's to push, then we need Flame stacking close, and then we want Havoc to just, when he gets in trouble, just to TP to us, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a mistake on Havoc, frankly.
Yeah.
My big thing is I don't really like the idea that you guys pushing through this choke. I think that's just stupid. Like that's not even like a fight plan problem. That's just a brain cell problem, right? Like let them come into you. Don't give away your corner advantage for no reason whatsoever. Okay. What do you guys think here? Push, pull, hold space. What do you guys
Push.
got?
We
called to
push.
We
Why?
I think
Push.
we said we're gonna.
Because they only have beat, and if we Grav or pulse first and we get out beat, then we can use the other one after.
Yeah, we just pulse combo, right?
I think
Kills
that's what,
it.
I think I
Kills
literally called
beat.
that. I just said we run at them and we grab pulse.
Okay,
Fuck this beat.
let's do it.
I think I literally said fuck the beat.
I
it
think-
doesn't
Yeah, let's
matter.
do it.
I don't think we ended up doing it though because we just got a first pick, so I think we just saved
Oh
it.
yeah.
Rolled, by the
But
way.
there's something wrong with their setup. Do you guys see
With
it?
their setup or our setup?
Their
Our
cast is
setup.
on an off angle away from.
Our
Our setup. Our Soja's on the floor where the
Surge's on
tracer
the
is.
floor.
Well, everyone's.
So when we're pushing, who's going to get isolated?
So, Soj.
So we should
Forgetful.
probably be in a position where we're not necessarily fully stacked, but we need to be in a better spot here to actually push, right? Something to consider. Something to consider. I'm glad that our Tracer's on an off angle, but Sojourn has to be a little bit careful here. And I think this is where we just, like you guys said, we just try to greed. And it works. It's fine. We get lamp, they beat, and they fumble it massively. Okay.
Oh,
Alright.
looks like I think I had to grab in that fight though. Oh yeah, I saw them beat, and I just said, "Fuck it, grab." We finished the fight with it.
No comment on that one.
Yeah, not optimal, but I think I just said, "Fuck it, I want this fight."
That's alright. You guys have room to greed with their fumble. Okay. Push, pull, or hold space.
The call was the pull. The call was the pull.
Pull what?
I think Neptune's call was as soon as they walk on me, we just kite them and then fight them.
Oh wait, we were playing to build beat, and so we
I
were
think I
gonna
do
play
remember that.
slow until we build beat.
So play slow to build beat. Where's the best position to play slow?
Probably
About 2 steps backwards from where I'm
high
at right
ground.
now.
Yeah, Sojourn on the top
awkward.
right.
It's awkward, right? Do you want to hold the choke, or do you want to give your Sojourn a better position, your Tracer the better flank?
I think we just hold high ground and give them the flank.
I think the high ground for Sojourn is more important than the choke, personally.
Yeah.
But I think it's a tricky question, right? The question though is, are we going to be on the same page with which one we're going to do? Because I don't think we are with her current setup right now. Because if we want to hold
I don't-
choke, then soft kite from choke, then we need to be positioned for that.
I don't think that the angle that Forgetful is holding is to the benefit of the kiting play, because I think we're planning to kite towards Havoc from Neptune, right?
Well, forget
Yeah.
But if they do that-
anything at all.
Forgetful can't do anything from there. But if
Right.
he plays on the high ground on point, then when they push into us after we have pulled,
Well, that's the
he's
problem.
getting value.
That's the problem. We're playing to like kite stuff out, but then Forgetful's holding a soft off angle, but we're also not considering what angle Forgetful might want to play if we are going to be just playing space, right? We just actually gave them the high ground, and then now this fight just gets completely out of control. To be frank with you guys, your fight setup sucked. Just sucked.
I agree.
All you have to ask yourself is, where are we fighting, and answer the question, and then you're good to go. Are we fighting on the choke? Are we fighting on the high ground? That's it. This fight goes way too crazy that had any right to be.
Miraculously won it.
Miraculously.
I think we've been trying to get in the habit of, if the plan is to kite, saying where we're going to kite.
Sure.
But I do think instead just planning where the fight is going to be, that might be more efficient.
It's a little bit easier, right? I do think that having a kite location is really good and very important, but we might not be there yet. Because if we're not even on the same page of where we're fighting, then how the frick do we know where we're going to be kiting to?
I think also if I were Forgetful, if I knew where the fight was going to be, I would not have picked that angle.
Yes, I agree. Fight plan here?
I think I said, all right, what's the plan? And I saw their cast, and I just screamed, kill their fucking cast, and then he rolls. to
This
safety.
fight plan should have been focused now, not then.
Yeah.
Mhm.
High noon, BAP window. Close Soj.
Well,
close
we know
Graph.
that they're coming. We know that they're coming from that middle area.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think
But
it's
we
like
can plan
fight was
around
gonna-
that, can't
knew
we?
the
Sure,
fight was
sure
gonna
we
take
can.
place.
Sure we can. But like again, like what's our priority here? We're close Graph, we're close Soj. They're close. They have window. They have high noon. What do we do?
I think
Hold,
we
push,
poke,
pull.
Play for
poke for
corners.
ultimates. We hold.
Hold for ultimates. Then. What do you think?
We get a grab for free.
Right? Or
Or we can push with OC since it'll be up
You
by the
could.
time the fight starts.
you can also hold with OC too, can't you?
Yeah.
I think we can also pull with OC now.
Yeah.
We
you
can kite them back into an area where OC would be best used.
Well, I would prefer to just
Somewhere
stick
open,
the
somewhere
fight
with
where
good
the
angle.
Sojourn's going to be useful. Period. Right?
Yeah.
I would just prefer. I wouldn't necessarily pull into an OC. I would just find the angle where OC is going to be useful, and we fight here. We draw the line in the sand, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you guys could push with Grav OC, or you can hold with Grav OC. You could kite BAP window or high noon if you would like to. That's also an option. It's up to you guys. But the key thing here is it's not going to be like, did we do the right play necessarily here? Because I think it's fairly flexible, but we have a problem here.
Oh,
Rifle's
we're
not
also,
even here
yeah.
yet.
So our main fight plan here, at least what should have been our fight plan, isn't even there yet. And also, if this is how aggressive our Sojourn angle would want to be, again, remember the litmus test, the canary in the coal mine. Where's Flame going to be?
Oh, with Soj.
Either with
needs to- yeah.
Soj, or if our plan is to push or pull with Zarya.
Hmm.
Right? We didn't really have that fight plan. I mean, Forgetful wasn't even there, so it just... We don't even know what we're doing.
Огонь по готовности.
Okay. Okay, fight plan here.
Oh, we were going to play to kite window, and so I was going to play with Zar.
Bait window. Okay, sounds good. Let's see if we can do it. Let's see if we can do it.
I
Let's see if we can
think
do it.
this flops if I remember correctly.
Ooh, I think we. Okay.
Okay, looks okay to me.
Hmm.
It's okay to me. Now what? Layering. Remember?
Hmm.
We did
We
one.
can
What's
re-engage
two?
with OC, or we can.
We can
hold-
re-engage with Rush.
We can
You sure
push
can.
with OC, or we can hold with Rush because I'm
You could
89.
push with OC, or you can hold with OC. What's the difference?
One's pushing into more space while the other one's holding point.
Which one? Which one? Let's talk about it from Forgetful standpoint. Which one involves pressing W? Which one of them is pressing A or D?
A or D is
Push.
hold,
That.
right?
is
Mhm.
holding
AD is
space
hold.
essentially.
Yeah,
Yeah,
holding is
basically.
AD.
AD,
Yeah.
right? So where you'd have your Sojourn slide out with Lucio to here, and we're just gonna hold space, right? We could push, we can hold.
Mhm.
Let's see what we do. It looks like we're gonna hold. You guys see it?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Which is fine.
It's a small problem does happen here.
I don't think we hold with anything
The
though.
problem is what's the problem with the holding here? If we're gonna hold space,
We're
where does
not
Forgetful need to be?
ulting. On the right side.
Anywhere
On
on
an
an angle,
offering,
period.
yeah.
Right? Like we're kind of stacked here, kind of sort of, but we're not actually pushing. So why are we stacked?
Hmm.
Hmm. And they. I think because we didn't have
I
that threat
found-
of
I
an
found behind it,
ultimate,
guys.
they were able to take so many angles on us.
Right. Right. Well,
Which made it so much harder.
We just didn't take any sort of map control whatsoever, and so then obviously then we'll win this 2v2, I believe. Trust.
No.
No, we do. We do.
Looks the Kiri
I
makes
see.
it
It's
back
not.
before I-
See.
Kiri
See.
made it back. It's
No.
it was 2 1v1s.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
The target calling there was frustrating.
So maybe that's
Oh,
where we talk
yeah.
about mid-fight comms, right?
Yeah,
That's
I-
when the mid-fight
I
comms
was-
are-
Yeah.
Strategic
think they're-
flame. Strategic flame.
Hmm. That was a ping diff.
Likely story. yeah,
Actually, we
likely
were playing
story.
against a Puerto Rican team, I think, right?
Ah, I see. I see. I see.
No, this was not that.
It's
Now
not
you
a
guys
Puerto
are
Rican team.
Oh no.
This
no.
was-
No, this was last night. This was just scrim.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Oh,
this
oh
is
yeah,
bad.
you're right. This was a scrim. Oh,
Yeah,
there
no.
were a couple of maps on the scrim that I had bad ping.
I have to keep in mind that when I'm on like worst ping, I need a beat sooner
Push.
because I'm.
Pull. Stand your ground. Sorry to interrupt.
You're good.
We can-
we
Stand our
definitely, we
ground.
definitely push
We
here. Wait,
push.
no,
It's
no,
double
we'll push.
push.
Oh yeah, we're
push.
80, yeah, 84, yeah, W key, yeah.
I think we
W key.
chill and then we look for an opportunity to push with Grav. Do you
Yeah.
ready for
Mhm.
this? This is where you guys can even consider compositional difference, though, right? Because what do you
Mhm.
think the Winston comp is going to do?
He wants
Dive
Dive our
Soldier.
back line.
Probably
to
dive
dive,
backline. Probably try to at least dive backline here. So
Mhm.
honestly, it may even make more sense to do what?
Hold.
Hold. It
let
might
them
even make
dive,
sense to
grab.
try to greed your Lucio angle and then use the Zarya bubble just to deny the Winston engage here, right? Don't need to overthink
Just
it. Like
what I
if
do.
you guys played slow for Grav and pushed with Grav, even though that might not be optimal, it would be fine. The most important thing is you guys are on the same page with what you want to do here.
Hmm.
Build Grav, 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 Grav, Grav. Good, 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 good. And this could also be something where you Flame, if we're like waiting to build Grav, your neutral should be where? Like if we're not pushing just yet, where can you
With
be?
the off angle.
With the off angle, and that's exactly where you are. Great job. Look at that. 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 Look at that peel. That's really good. That's really, really, really good. 2 boops in a row. You're cooking. But that's carry material right there, right? That's really well done. Good stuff. And then back on the off angle. Not quite there in time. I think maybe this is a little bit on your end, strategic flame. Once I get the peel here, I've seen jump. I go back and peel. I need you to ping pong back forward. I guess you do that. You do. You just don't quite get there in time. That's all right.
I also don't think I don't think I cut it in time. I think we said we were walking back, and then that ended up in me being overcommitted.
Well, you need to be cautious of bubble, right? Because when that Winston uses bubble on anybody, that's a huge resource drain for your team, even if it's just in a tank trade. So like when you see Winston bubble, like you're not going to get help is the way to look at it, right? And what ends up happening is that's exactly what happens is our tank gets pressured, our backline gets pressured, and then you're kind of by yourself, and that's when you need to be playing it really smart. Okay, beat's fine. Just to confirm, Sojourn should. Yes. Okay, we're good. Okay.
They don't touch, thank God.
Yeah. Sorry. All right. Push, pull, hold your ground. What do you guys think?
Pull. This
Push.
is a pull.
Oh, wait a second.
We're-
I'm hearing
they
a
have
lot of
too
different
many
words
helps.
here. I'm like,
I think we pull.
Oh, wait, no, pull. Yeah.
I think
It's
we pull
we-
too. I think we pull too.
We-
I think our
Yeah,
Lucio
we
stays.
wait for their ultimates, I think.
I
That's
think
an
we pull.
OD.
Yeah.
We
yeah.
pull.
Now, this is where pulling and holding ground gets really tricky because the question is will we be able to bait an ultimate to kite if we're stacked? You guys get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The answer is usually yes, but it is sometimes a quandary here where you're like, well, I don't know, how are we going to actually put them at a disadvantage to force them to actually use the Sojourn ult or beat if they have all the off angles? You get what I'm saying? So I would say don't overthink it. Don't worry about it too much, but it is something that you guys might want to consider. If there's a situation where your Lucio can maybe help an off angle a little bit and you guys still be in a position to kite, that might be optimal here. But yeah, let's see what y'all do.
I think it's like I don't necessarily need my Lucio too much to kite here because if I walk through that other door, I can just bottleneck 3 people in that one door.
Right. What you might do is that you just basically save both of your bubbles, in a situation like that.
Like for that.
Yeah. See, this is the major problem. What should have been the fight plan here? Right? We talked about it, right?
The Winston
Okay.
jumps we dip.
Pull.
We did, right? That even just kiting the bubble, if not even the ultimate, needed to be the fight plan here. But man, we are not in a position to kite. You guys are dead.
We get rolled
Like
here, I
you
think.
guys are like actually
Do
dead.
we?
Like you guys are actually dead. Like, that is beyond. The only reason that you guys didn't die here is because the aim team is like actual bollocks. Like this is actually so bad for them. Like what is she doing? Like she just like what the frick is wrong with you, stupid? Like you know what I'm saying? Like that, like this is like you get like what is going on, right? That's the only reason this works. Like you just don't take damage, right? So you guys must be better at this. Must be. Has to be. Does that make sense?
Well,
And
they're
even-
lacking a tracer this entire time too.
Right. Well, so are
maybe
you.
that plays
So are
into
you
it.
guys. Right. That's fine. This
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
fine. This is.
But I don't
so-
think we need it here.
Yeah, it's
happens.
whatever.
But they
Tracer for
do.
tracer. Who cares? We don't really give a rip. Now this is just a 4v4 that we can handle. But again, here the same thing though. We got to be ready to kite. Right. We still have OC to worry about. So-
we win the tracer duel. So I think I just say we win the tracer duel. We walk.
And that's a mistake. You see what I'm saying?
I see the mistake now.
You have two options. You either push and murder the Sojourn immediately.
I think that's what I called the do, yeah. But then the Winston jump, I didn't.
But
notice
if that's
that.
going to happen, who needs to be there?
Lucio?
Everyone.
Everyone, and crucially, the Tracer.
Right now, we're not at an advantage
Got
yet.
it.
Not until I'm
Rag
there.
is giving a map tour right now, right? You guys are not ready to push the Sojourn. See, this happens all the time in pro play, even where somebody will get a pick and they'll go, "Oh, push!" Enemy team presses Q and they die.
Yeah.
You can't. You have to be ready for this. So there's an option. If you're either aware of the Q and you deal with the Q, or you're aware of the Q and then you bait the Q. Because now you guys can seriously bait because they are at a disadvantage. She does have to press Sojourn ult here, otherwise you guys will win this. But it's a mess. It's over.
We win.
No, rag diffs.
Rag diffs. Okay, well, Rag just diffs then, I guess. Rag got there just in time.
That could have been a disaster, though.
That could have been a
I see
disaster,
that,
right?
yeah.
Could have been a
Yeah.
disaster, right? Rag just like spoiled.
I
Now-
think
now
maybe
that's
I
big.
chimed
Now
in
that's
with
big.
the "I'm not there yet."
check.
I think I heard the like W key go. I'm like,
2-0.
hold up, I'm not there yet.
Does that sound familiar?
I think-
Remember what we talked about on Nepal Sanctum?
Yeah.
That's the one call you got to make, right? It doesn't matter if Rag's marking Tracer, but if Rag's not doing anything, then we need to listen to that call. Okay.
See if I can find the.
Fight plan
Comms
here,
for that.
guys. Fight plan here, guys. Fight plan here, guys. What do you guys think? I think there's one very clear fight plan for me.
Grab the monkey, force primal.
Use our terminology here. Push, pull, hold space.
We hold.
I think we hold space.
Yeah, whole. Oh yeah.
We
Yeah,
have
hold.
ult for ult. We have map advantage. We don't need to do anything cute. Just hold our angle. We don't need Lucio speed to push. We don't need Lucio speed to pull. Lucio, Flame, do whatever you want.
I like
do,
that
whatever,
call.
do whatever you want. Wherever you want. They have Primal. We have Graph. We're fine.
It's essentially just if they primal, we layer grab on that. Just fucking solo grab the
Hey,
primal.
you could
Just
even
that.
grab first. That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You see, this is what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter if you grab first here. Maybe they'll respond with Primal. Maybe they'll Primal first and then you grab. I don't care. Nobody cares. Just grab whatever. Drop it. Drop it.
I'm just
Oh my days. Neptune. Neptune.
Dude, I'm like looking at that. I'm like, grab, you stupid piece of shit.
My gosh, I hate this guy. Freaking tank players,
Dude.
man. Catered
Dude,
to baby.
dude, the Zarya plate is not cooking.
Useless. I don't
Dude,
mind the
useless
beat
roll.
there because it's just like win the map. You know what I'm saying? It's,
Yeah.
you know, obviously you're going to go
Yeah.
to 5 maps because it's a scrim, but like winning the map there, even though you guys were up 1 or 2, just to make sure is a smart play. I think that's smart to do that just to get in the mindset so when you guys actually have matches, you're not like, oh,
Yeah.
we're going to 5 maps. Oh, no, we're not, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Like honestly, like besides some of the like individual execution there, like it was good. You guys played just space, didn't do anything stupid, just grabbed when you saw an opportunity and you win the fight. That's it. Now this
I
fight
grabbed
here.
and yelled zoning grab.
Oh, that's super funny. What's the fight plan
what?
here?
It was.
Push, pull, hold space.
We have high ground. We have OC. We can just hold as OC.
I agree. Hold space again. Now you guys are noticing something. We keep ending up with fights where we're either at a neutral advantage or have an old advantage, and we're still saying hold space. Why? You guys ready for the extra layer of complexity here?
Because we have map
Time.
advantage.
No, map.
Map and comp, right?
Why would you want to push with Sojourn when you can put your Sojourn here?
Because then they can't get on point and they can't win the
You know what
map.
I'm saying?
Dude, they
Why
try to
push?
jump that Sojourn, they get
Why
booped,
push?
bro.
Why push when you have a map advantage?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So maybe a little detail there, a food for thought, is that pushing becomes a lot less attractive when you have a significant map advantage. You just shoot.
Yeah, like we did, that's like have the point basically.
Right,
In-
right.
If we have map advantage, would there be scenarios like that where we'd want to pull? Like pull
That's a
off
great
point?
Yeah,
question.
ult.
I guess
Great
if they
question.
have alt advantage?
They have a huge old advantage, I would say.
If they have a huge old advantage,
Okay.
yes. But here's the funny thing. You have to be very careful about when you pull when you have map advantage, because what happens when you
then
give
we
up
gotta
map
take it back.
Then
You
they
then
they
you
have map
to
advantage
push.
and
You
maybe
have to
ultimates.
push. Afterwards, you have to push. So you better pull something good.
Mhm.
Let's say the turns were tabled, okay? They have Kitsune, they have Sojourn, and we have map advantage here. We're Team Blue here. We're going to disengage Sojourn ult or Kitsune, and then have to re-push in again, right? And then hopefully bait another ultimate, right? Or maybe we just wait for our own Sojourn ult or something along those lines. But you see how that kind of like becomes difficult? It doesn't make it a bad play. It just makes it a complicated play. Thankfully, you guys don't have to worry about that. You just hold space,
So-
Kitsune or Sojourn. Go ahead.
So if we were blue team, our win con would be push and then have quick disengages to see
Disengage
what
the
we can
rails,
get
that's
out.
what-
I
Yeah.
also
Blue
think
team's
this is where you just basically you have the option of like trying to bait something or just play like a skank. Like what you do is you just put your tracer on point with Lucio speed.
That's what
You
they
see-
do, I think.
Right? You try to do something really nasty just to basically distract her, just cheat, play the game dirty, fight dirty. You get what I'm saying? You're not going to win the straight up fight duel, so you have to do something creative. If they dive top, they're going to die. So let's see what happens.
Is that Suzu? I think.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I think I call
Rifle
Lucio
slips.
Tracer
Now, the
on
reason why the
left.
fight plan is so important, by the way, is even stuff like this. Because who should be touching point right now?
Tracer Lucio.
Me
Actually, I think it's Kiriko.
or Kiri.
Kiri. Ooh.
I think the
Probably Kiriko.
Lucio.
The wall
we need
climb.
We need the Lucio boop.
Yeah.
Lucio Boop is needed.
Lucio
If
boop is
Kiri gets
needed.
attacked on point, she just TP's high ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, like normally we play Genji here if it wasn't this meta because of the wall climb. Well, not because of, but the wall climb is very good here, and I would be the one to touch
Do you
point.
see what they're doing here? Where are they playing? Where are they playing rat mode? They're not actually playing rat mode on point.
On the left.
They're 2v1ing the Lucio. Why is my Lucio stacked on top of my core?
Because your Lucio is dumb and didn't realize that my Soj fell.
Well, what was the fight plan here? Is your Lucio dumb?
To
The fight
over,
plan was the Winston's gonna jump up here. We're gonna boop his ass off.
And then what?
and then overclock after.
Was that actually called, or was that just
I
assumed
don't
now
think
that we
so.
know what
I
we
think
know?
it was just. I think it was.
I it might have been assumed. I thought it was called.
But do you see how that that makes Flames job a lot easier when we don't make assumptions and we just like actually straight up call what we're gonna do.
Mhm.
You know? Because yeah, our Lucio's dumb, but also it's not all Lucio's fault here. Let's be honest. Like, why is my Sojourn?
Oh my god, I'm trolling.
Right, right,
Not looking
right.
at-
This is
I'm
a
not looking at my
mess.
tracer.
This is a mess. What the frick is going on, guys? They successfully ganked us. You know, they did all this cornball stuff, and now we're popping Sojourn ult. She's not even supported. It's still gonna work because we, still an ultimate
better.
versus nothing. Right, we're better. But like, this is a mess. It's a giant mess.
Yeah.
Okay. What about this plan here?
I also think I could have been playing with Rag on the off angle of that fight too.
You could. Yeah.
We hold here.
Because like I
Yeah,
can just
same
right.
thing
I have
holds
bubbles.
this.
My bubbles have range. I don't need
Yep.
to stand on top of a Winston.
Yep. I agree though. I agree that this is another hold scenario. It's gonna be beat. It's gonna be OC. I think you just hold with Kitsune. Maybe you beat their OC. Whatever. Right.
We
You
just
guys-
whatever ults they use, we match. With.
Right. So this really becomes a map situation, right, where it's like it really is valuable to hold this high ground.
So we
Now, if
realized
they
that
had
they're
if
walking,
they
so I
had
just-
one more ultimate here, like let's say they also had Kitsune or Grav, I might consider pulling this one, just to
Yeah.
try and create an even ult situation for us. But yeah,
I think it's like they went Zarya and we said get one bubble out and burn her ass.
I want to see you guys lose the fight. Actually, I want to skip ahead a little bit.
We lose this fight.
Yeah.
You lose
Okay.
the point.
Actually, let's see
Yeah.
if there's anything juicy as to why besides just people. Let's say,
I'm dead.
what should be the fight plan here?
How did I die?
We
Rag's
hold here.
dead. We have a
Fight
support
plan
ult
is
disadvantage.
Is hold. I get Grav.
No.
Honestly,
No.
Well,
Frankly,
no,
no.
they have
Oh, yeah.
they-
They have
have
OC, they have
no,
OC, they have Kitsune, they
everything,
have beat,
bro.
and you have a
Everything
Tracer
pull.
and Spawn. What should the fight plan be?
we
Pull.
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 Wait for our tracer to be
Pull.
honest, and then
Pull
go
leave.
back in with speed
fucking
and
leave. Don't even hold
grab.
it.
Right, freaking leave. You're gone. So let's see what we do.
In this scenario, oh, especially leave there. Okay.
Oh, I get
I was gonna
stuck
say
on a
in this
railing.
scenario we don't want to try and see if we can get ults out
No.
before we leave.
Because you
We just
will
wanna
get an,
get out.
because you will get an ult out. You just got it,
Yeah.
right? And I know you're thinking, oh, could we just hold our ground and maybe get two? I would rather force one ult and kite it than force two ult and die.
Hell no, dude, I
So I was
think
thinking,
I saw
what
that.
if
I saw
it-
that Kiriko, and I'm like, nah, we're fucking
Because
out
because
here.
because the other thing you
I
have
was
to keep in
thinking, what
mind
if
is
they rush, we grab, and then we force beat too?
sure,
But then we
But is
also
there-
come back in and we're still at a disadvantage.
right. That's the thing is whenever you pop an ultimate, there's always a small chance that you just win the fight. But if you're down your Tracer, there's zero chance you win the fight. So why trade ult for ult? If you come
Yeah.
back next fight and you have Grav and they still have beat, you have your Tracer. Maybe you can win that trade. If you don't have your Tracer, you can't win that trade. Right? So it's not worth ult for ult trading if you're not fighting on equal footing. Does that
Okay.
make sense? And because your Tracer's
Yeah.
dead, this is not equal footing. Now, if your Tracer was here and you wanted to beat their Kitsune and try to make this a big messy ult trade, I actually wouldn't be that mad. But Tracer's dead. You have to kite. And the reason why
Yeah.
that's so important to call is because you guys need to be ready to pull, not now, but 5 seconds ago, or 3 seconds ago, or 2 seconds ago, even. Like the kiting now is too late. It's too late. Like you guys needed to be already probably rotating across the high ground or like leaning here just so you could zoom faster, or even just drop, peace out, goodbye, or anywhere. This is an awkward point to pull with for sure. It is a little bit more open.
Oh,
but
I went the wrong fucking direction.
yeah.
Neptune trolling.
Yeah, what do we say about tank players, man? Tell you what.
Damn. No,
All,
damn.
all the
tank diff,
entitlement,
tank
none of the
diff.
skill.
It's tank diff for sure, bro.
Yeah. Too bad there's no like IRL patch notes. You know what I'm saying? You guys,
Dude.
I think tank players need it.
The
Okay.
Neptune IRL patch note would go crazy.
12% buff
5%.
to tank intellect.
Plus 25% body fat.
No,
What do we do?
no,
I think this one's a push here.
Yes, it's a push
That's a
here. Okay.
bubble. That's a bubble. I should
Mm.
solo grab this Zar. We should beat
So-
her ass right now.
push here.
Uh,
Why? I don't disagree.
no.
I don't disagree
I-
necessarily.
I say it because she's gonna get beat and Suzu, and then we have our own beat, and there's still a chance that we kill her through the beat and Suzu
we could
because
we
there's no
could.
armor on that tank.
Let me give you guys a scenario. You're gonna graph. They're gonna beat. You're gonna beat on top of that. You're gonna push really, really, really hard, and you're gonna get on top of the enemy team's face, all up in their grill. What's that Sojourn gonna do? What's that Zarya gonna do? What's that Tracer gonna do? Let's not lie.
Oh,
They're
Pop
they're
ult.
all gonna smash the button
All gonna ult immediately. Yeah.
immediately, right? Immediately, absolute panic.
That's an instant 4 ults.
And
coming
you're
at
going to
our
either
face.
win or you're going to lose. And you're going to have a recontest with something close to a Sojourn ult, if nothing else, and that's fine.
So we'd play to push then pull.
No,
just
you
fucking
just
in.
die.
No, you
Because
go.
once you've committed there,
Oh,
there's no
oh,
pulling.
okay.
There's no pulling at that point.
There's no pulling once we're in
Yeah,
their
so
face with
it's
Doge
a
bro.
full push with our ult to make their thing messy, so then
Forget
they
pull.
overall.
Exactly. The
Okay.
idea is that you're using psychology is what you're doing. You're trying to make things stressful and scary so that they accidentally press Q, and they will. They will.
We go raw and they'll
Mm-hmm.
get scared.
You see it?
Oh, I
Yeah,
guess
it
I'll do
is.
You see it? You see it? You see it? You're not quite doing it as perfectly as we'd like not aggressive enough, but we're going to see beat for beat here.
I bet you he beats. Yep, there it is.
And we also got,
And did you see
Now
what
they
else the
have
Tracer
nothing.
used?
yeah, they pulsed the grav.
Now we
They
could look
they
at
did
that.
use all 4. They used all 4.
And we got a trade too. Now it's not the most useful trade in the history of the universe, but there's all 4.
Yeah.
I don't
and so
know if this
now-
might have been an
And if we,
inspirational
I think if we die faster here, we take the point back, or at least have a really good
agree.
chance of doing
I
it.
agree. We staggered out too soon. We just needed to quickly get trades and get out. But like, do you see that? Like, we went into an unwinnable situation, and now this is a very winnable situation,
Yeah.
right? The difference there was that you guys pushed when you needed to push, and it did indeed cause chaos. Well done. Now, we have done what I would like to call the equivalent of like systemizing things, which is basically giving you guys different ways of looking at it. But the reality is that you're not going to be very good at this in scrims, okay? Let's be honest. You don't need to be good for it to get value, certainly at the start, because the goal shouldn't be to do it well. It should just be just to do it, period. And the more you do it, like any other skill, you're going to get better. So what skill are we really trying to develop when we're developing push-pull?
speed.
Speed with when? Where? When does this push-pull conversation need to happen?
Every single fight.
Before,
Before and do it and done
starts.
quickly, right? And not
as soon
particular-
as you can
Right,
after the fight.
right, and done quickly. Now, keep in mind, this is going to be tying in the layering, right? So, how many layers are you guys going to be able to handle accurately?
Two.
Probably 2, right? This is what we want to do. This is what they're going to do at the start. Let's start with that. See how it goes. Don't worry about trying to get 17 layers, ult fights, GOATs reminiscent 2018. You get what I'm saying? It's not
Yeah.
going to happen to be able to, because like legitimately in GOATs, this stuff was really
Grab,
important,
beat,
and it
shrink, shatter.
right.
bomb.
It just doesn't. You're not there yet, right? Whenever you saw like big ult trades, you either knew it was like really low level goats or really high level goats. There's nothing in between. But yeah. Long story short is that there's going to need to be some very clarity on like what do we want? Do we want to push? Do we want to pull? Do we want to hold ground? And remember, the litmus test is if Flame knows what he's doing, then we're cooking. If Flame doesn't know what he's doing, then we probably need to reevaluate what we're doing. Mid-fight communication. Mid-fight communication. I would be very specific about what needs to be practiced, whether that's our tank calling more cooldowns, my tank shutting his yapper and not repeating something over and over and over again, Rag making sure that you're calling when you're not engaged at all. There's like ways that we can break it down into basics, right? Forgetful, welcome. We
Hello.
need you in some situations to be communicating your angles a little bit more and being more proactive early, taking off angles that Flame can support you with.
Okay.
Also knowing where the fight's going to end up, so you know what angle
Yes.
to
And
take.
Also,
But-
that's
but-
on me as well.
But that's like a team issue, right? That's like a team issue. Of
Yeah,
exactly
that's
of
for
like,
all of
where
us
are we
to
fighting?
know.
Where are we fighting? Like honestly, that could be a whole scrim where you guys just practice where are we fighting. As stupid as that sounds, like where are we fighting? Where are we fighting? Where are we fighting? So I think the key thing for you guys is that, especially because you guys are scrimmaging 3 times a week, there's a lot of opportunity to like practice different skills for each scrimmage. Okay. So let's take some notes of these. I'm actually gonna send these to Rag, but Rag, you can drop. Actually, Where would be best? Because I do have access to you guys' channels here. Should I drop them in team chat?
Do you have team chat? Yeah, if you
Yeah,
send
I'm
it in
in
team
team
chat.
chat.
it'll be-
All right, all right, all right.
Or
Okay.
do you have coaching corner?
I do have coaching corner.
You could probably put them in there. That's for all,
Alright,
like the
alright.
coaching stuff.
Team stuff. 1 layer or two layers of push, pull, stand ground with ults. Mid-fight comms. Be specific with what needs to be practiced. Fight location. Avoiding mid-fight clutter. Specific target calls. CD calls. Okay. What else did we talk about? I think that was most of the team stuff, if I remember correctly. Is there anything else that there were specific skills that we could practice, or is there? I think that's it, right?
Yeah, that was.
I think
that was
for the
most
most
of it.
part, yeah.
Yeah. Keep in mind the push pull one is a doozy right there.
That's-
Like that's a
yes.
lot, right?
That's
That
the
is
big
all,
one,
that is
yeah.
our team problem right
That
there.
is going to be your team. That's going to be something you're going to be working on for a long time. And
Forever, honestly.
right, pretty much. It has to do with maps. It has to do with compositional matchups. It has to do with ult situations and different metas and so on. It is, if it makes you guys feel any better, it is an
Overwatch team
Overwatch.
play.
It is Overwatch team play. It is an Overwatch League level concept. The best Overwatch League teams are the best at push and pull. And it's especially important when it comes to Lucio comps, because you actually have the option to push and to pull. What ends up happening in more static comps, especially more poke-oriented compositions, is that it becomes more layering. Trade. Drag. I use this, then we use that, then we use this, then we use that. So the layering thing kind of goes into that. Dive as well, push-pull, right? We primal, they rally. I disengage with primal. I get nano. I get the trade. Then we use our rally to care their nano engage. You guys get it what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of layering and pushing and pulling there as well. Okay. Individual stuff. We kind of talked about it already, but let's just zoom through really quick. Forgetful, calling, being more proactive with earlier off angles, communicate with flame. All right. Havoc, suck less.
That's a really good one. That's a
Okay.
really
Quotes
good
channel, quotes channel, quotes channel.
Yeah.
Our,
yeah.
our coach is
Rag.
gonna love that one.
Rag, what do you got?
Tracer duels, less personal, more
No
logical.
personal tracer duels.
The Tracer duel isn't personal.
If they get
Oh.
resources, it is
Dip.
not a well, not even dip. Just so you can keep those resources busy if you can, right? Kevster principle. You guys familiar with that? If it's a 2v1,
Strategy over emotion.
it is not a tracer. Like if they get resources and you don't, it is not a tracer duel. That's the way I'm looking at it. It is a tracer plus so and so.
It's a resource trade.
Exactly.
The
It's a
resource
And
resource
if
trade.
and if I
It's a
leave, I
resource.
win the trade.
Honestly, you bleed
Or
them.
if you stay and live.
Yeah. I
You
can,
know,
I
you
can
have
buy
to
time.
fade
I'm
out
not
the
going to win it.
resources.
Exactly.
Winning
exactly.
it is it's a Smurf ability that I don't have in 3.8.
If it makes you feel any better,
Smurfs.
that's what I call that the Kevster principle. The best tracer in the West is the guy that is really good at recognizing when it's a 2v1 and not playing to get kills anymore. Even the best mechanical
actually-
tracer in the West is just really good at living when it's a 2v1.
I watched that video the other day on the treadmill.
Apply
It was
it.
great.
Apply it. Don't just watch it. Apply it.
Mhm.
You know, I appreciate you feeding my family. You know, I can't track these things to your ad revenue, but you know. Okay. Let's keep going here. Neptune. Also suck less.
Just be better.
But also what?
Shut the fuck up.
Shut up mid-fight repeating the same comms. It's not the comms that are the problem, or the what you're saying. It's how often you're saying it. It's not necessary.
I think that definitely happens more in matches than it does in scrims.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
True. It helps
stress.
bring the
It's
energy.
stress.
Yeah, I think it's good for high energy, and I think there were a couple of times, especially when I first joined this team, we had less team synergy that the team liked when I did that because it forced them to
It's psychological.
be on the same page.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
If,
So
Yeah,
I
if
want
comms are,
As we get better as a team, I'll need to do that less and less and less.
I agree. That's a great
agree,
recognition.
yeah.
You're 100% correct. 100% correct. Okay. Let's keep going here to Flame. You are the litmus test for if we have a plan. Know your position and focus on your individual value when in doubt / neutrals. Because let's be honest, there are going to be neutrals. There's going to be fights where nobody has ults. There's no push. There's no pull. So where does Flame go? Flame, that's your choice. It's up to you. You can peel.
And
You
let
think
us know where
peeling is
you are,
necessary?
and yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You really just have to think about like what's going to be a good angle for Lucio and just play there, right? Like that might be with your Tracer, might be with your Sojourn. I get this question all the time, like should I play with my Tracer? Should I play with my Sojourn? And the answer is always the same. It doesn't
Whatever the
matter
fuck you want.
wherever you want to go. Like if the angle is better for better for Lucio or better for Tracer, or excuse me, like better for Lucio on this or better for Lucio with that, they
Maybe
just
the
choose it.
Soj needs speed more than the Tracer.
Right. But a lot of it comes down to just like, do I like the position that my Sojourn's in? If the answer is no, then go with your Tracer, or vice versa. That's pretty much all there is to him.
Nice.
But yeah, the biggest thing with Lucio positioning is more to do with the fight plan, and that is something that and don't just be like helpless, like we don't have a fight plan, guess I'm just gonna die like that. That might be something where you need to be chiming in and assisting us with making that decision.
I think,
Okay.
Like, you and I are big
Any
fight planners. on this.
questions?
How would we? So for the 2 layers of the push, pull, hold fight planning, I think obviously it would get more streamlined as we practice it.
Yes.
What do you think would be the ideal? Like, how would we communicate all of that faster?
You tell me. You're in a scrimmage right now. What do you do?
I'd use
It's too late.
clear,
No.
clear terminology. Clear terminology that we've practiced before.
It's gonna be messy, guys. It really is. The first time
The,
you do it.
Yeah.
the fight ends. I say, okay, guys, what else do they have? Okay, push, pull, hold.
And you guys are gonna be too slow at it at the start, 100%.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's
What
all
else do
right.
they have? Push, pull, hold.
Yeah,
we
well,
we've already kind of practicing something like that because our coach is relatively confident in my ability to understand when we have to kite, and so pretty much we got into the habit most of the time, not all the time. I miss it a couple of times, but whenever I'm done ult tracking, I basically say, okay, we're gonna kite or we're gonna play aggressive here, and so we can kind of transfer that into the push pull concept.
Yeah, something to consider.
Mhm.
Something to consider. You guys will figure it out. The key thing is don't be discouraged if it is messy at the start and if you're a little bit too slow. You're learning. You're not. It's not. You're learning something, but you're also learning how to apply it. Like that's hard, right? Because you guys don't just need to understand it. You have to be able to do it, right? And that's very difficult to do. What I might try to do is expect yourself to not do it perfectly, but then also try to practice, if nothing else, recognizing when we can push. Maybe that's your goal for the day. Or guys, let's recognize when there's a situation when we can pull and practice kiting.
Mhm.
Or maybe we recognize situations like maybe you break it down simply into just one of the 3 categories and try to read when that category is going to be relevant. Like today, we're going to try and recognize every time there's an opportunity to push, which might be like 60-70% of fight plans. Or every time there's an opportunity to pull, like which might be 50-60% of the fight plans. Maybe you pull even when it's unnecessary just to show off, but you actually get to practice the skill of kiting out ultimates. Or maybe you guys are like, guys, we're going to try and hold our ground in like every single ult fight and just really work on our neutral setups, like our off angles and stuff like that. I don't know.
Yeah, like maybe we don't have to communicate like we're gonna hold, we're gonna do this, and this. We're gonna play over here. We can just go. We're going to push.
Yeah, the
And then
easiest way to communicate
people
would be
will
like,
know.
we're going to hold Sojo, Kara Kitsune. That's it. Or guys, let's push with Grav. They're going to beat, kill through beat. There's your fight plan. Guys, they're going to open with Kitsune. Let's kite. We'll repush with OC. That's all you need. You're going to be ignoring details, but it doesn't matter. It's a start. Make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Crystal.
Okay.